If there, let me look at what you got here. OSTK. Yeah, this is completely bad to me. That's a double news that they already posted a couple days ago, but heat is heat. Meta. What a grinder, huh? That's not my particular flavor. CVNA, you're gonna have to be careful here. You got the top of the Bollinger Band, Rivian, semi-okay, stuck in range. C- on that list. Be better. Maybe a D+. Morning, folks. What's going on? Jerry, you need like completely all new stocks. 3 of those look like swing trade longs, though. They're hot. They look like Google looks more like a swing trade long. Affirm looks like more swing trade long. Roblox, I can't tell. Yeah, that's a penis in between this thing. You need to focus on hot charts, brother. You love range. What's up, Tamar? My Armenian princess. What's going on? What's going on in California? All right, let's get to fucking work. We got shit to do, Yeah, no. All right, brothers and sisters. Chetan, what's going on, my Indian brother? Oh, yeah. Hey, Chetan, where in Toronto are you? Are you where all the other Indians are? What's it, Brampton? That's a nice place of Indians, right? The Bramladesh. Good. Carlos, ¿cómo está? Hey, Carlos, why are you on YouTube? You have access to the chat room. Goofy. All right, let's get to work, guys. There was some hotness in the markets the last 2 days. Even though the indexes didn't show it, that's totally fine. There was heat everywhere in the markets yesterday. Heat everywhere in the markets yesterday. Carlos, you're not answering your emails then. We had a flat day, but that belies what was really going down in the markets, right? We had heat all over the place in speculative names that were cruising. We had CVNA, AI, right? UPST. I mean, even fucking CCL was trending. Guys, this was the day to make money, by the way. Like, if you're going in and, like, say you just hit your daily goal and you're like, hey, I'm happy with myself, then you're never going to make it as a trader, because these are the days that you have to really, when you look at your trading results, if you could have just bought some shitty stock like this and bought like 300, 400 shares and made more money that way by just holding it for a few hours than you did weaseling around in your day trades back and forth, then you're not going to probably make it as a trader unless you make some real adjustments, right? So you got to always be careful. You have to be efficient with your day trades. If you can just bought 100 shares of some Tesla and sat on it all day and made more money than taking 50 fucking day trades, then you're not doing it right. So you got to be just a little bit mindful of these things as you go. But there was heat everywhere. Don't let the flat index like really throw you off. The market itself on flat days tends to actually be better for breakouts than they are for up days. So far, we got a little bit of a weak open on the indexes. That's totally okay. We've got now some levels we can trade around. So what we want to be really focused on is yesterday's lows, and then this kind of multi-day range that we've started to develop here around the 366 zone, right? So it's never an individual spot when you're looking at support resistance areas. It's more about a zone of love, right? So we've got 2 things that we've got to be really mindful of here. Yesterday's lows, this like 5-day range, and then, anything in the middle is going to be the penis in between us. Now, the difference between bull market, bear market is on flat days, say the market just chops around in here, right? And doesn't do anything. It's just like you have this rest day in the indexes. That doesn't necessarily matter as much in the bull market as it would in a bear market. So what I mean by that is that when the market is like really, really bullish, these flat days, like things with PRs, sector momentum, anything with a theme or just a really hot chart will go. So you won't have like a rising tides lifts all boats where like every single stock just goes up, regardless of chart setups. But what hot is hot will start to cruise anyways. And so just got to be mindful of that. So let's get into the gappers and let's go in and see what the heck is going on. Hey, my man, Evan, what's going on? How you doing, brother? So look, this SGTX, this may spark some of these biotechs today. I did acquire, deal potential worth 300 million, share surge, blah, blah, blah. So this thing was like, right, just a couple bucks. It looks like there's some acquisition in play. This is probably not our particular cup of tea. You know, you're up like 600% on some shitty reverse split stock. No thanks. But the big hairy Indian but of this is that this may spark up some of that small cap momentum today. Usually when we see a stock go from $2 to say $30, $40, or whatever this squeeze is going to end up at, you'll start to see the trailer start to push. What I mean by the trailer start to push is you're going to see sympathy plays. All right, what are the next biotech stocks that could get acquired? What are the next small cap stocks in that price range? What are the next ones that had reverse splits recently? So these will be themes. And so they'll start to get picked up one by one if this starts to hold, right? We're in that phase of the markets where people play hot potato. What I mean by hot potatoes, right? Once things starts to go, everybody piles in and then they're looking for the next one and the next one and the next one. We called that back in Detroit homie hopping, right? Homie hopping, where a girl gets with all your boys, right? And you guys know, but nobody says anything, right? There's a little bit of that homie hopping. So now we've got IMMM, boom, 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 boom. This is not enough liquidity for us. Wave, so this is a gap up, right? But see like this big tail on this thing? Duo. Yeah, it's a buck. Chunk, 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 chunk. See, this RNXT, this is a biotech stock. I think the bios will get picked up. By the way, guys, that the trade the risk, that's a good friend of mine, Evan. If any of you guys are interested in TC2000 layout scans, he's the one that helps me with mine. He's been making me all sorts of cool stuff. You can go check him out and trade the risk. He's got some good stuff. RNXT, this is the kind of name that we want to be, actually. If you're into trading small caps, you want to get in on some of this biotech game off this SGTX, that RNXT is probably where you want to go. I won't trade it because I'm not a degenerate. I'm an adult, but I can see how you would want to do it. It looks fun. Joby, this had a PR out. They got a license in California for making planes, flying planes, some shit like that. You got a secondary move on this thing. Fuck. Yeah, we fucked up. We had this on the list yesterday. We forgot to trade it, huh? Ooh. I think you could probably still get a day two. I wouldn't chase a 20% gap up on this, but see if it starts to pull back and fill some of it. Might be worth a shot. ACHR, this one may just run with the Joby here, right? Like these little $4 or $5 names that are in that space. Yeah, breakout, pullback. Day two, not my particular flavor, but it's there. Yo, so this is actually interesting. Looks like you got some upgrades on this bad boy. That's okay, but with the move on this ENVX of recent, right? ENVX had a bad little battery deal too going. They're gonna sell batteries to the army or some shit like that. This fray you may get a little action on this, right? You got a little battery company going on over here. It's the right place, right time for this. You know, right now, like this thing used to be 17 bucks, but you've been basing out here for a long period of time. Now, you know, upgrades in themselves are usually a little sucker's bet, but they've been working, right? They've been working for a little bit. So this is going to be, this could actually work. Let's add this to the list. You got, you know, just enough liquidity on it. For Matt. Military Matt, you in today? We got your song on, buddy. And Junk. Matt, my man. Good. For those that you guys don't know, Military Matt, he's been flying F-14 since NAM. He's been flying F-14 since NAM. He's still going. He just had his second kid. Imagine that, man. You're flying in NAM, still popping out suns. You would think he's a sailor, but he's not. He's a pilot. Hey, this OSTK, right? Completes acquisition of Bed Bath & Beyond brand assets. I'm wondering if this is, you know, we've got actually a range break that's setting up on this bad boy. Now, this news is regurgitated, right? They already actually posted this like a couple days ago. Yeah, we'll see. I wouldn't personally chase a gap up on something that's like the same news piece out 3 days in a row. You know, I'd wait and see if this thing pulls back and starts to hold. Good. And junk. Whoa, Blackberry, junk. And guys, we're going to just go through these gappers real quick, and then we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. See this open? We've been talking about this one for a few weeks. This is more of a swing trade, but this is the kind of swing trade you want to be in this market. Any one of these stocks that's like 80, 90% off its lows, and you start basing out like this, building a level, like this has been money in the bank setup like the whole fucking year. I got quite a few of these running in my IRAs right now. Redfin, very, very similar. Like you want, this is a market, even if you're a day trader, if you're not swing trading some of these fucking things, like you're missing out on a lot of easy money. Because when you're day trading, you're just sitting there taking 30 cents, 50 cents back and forth. But there's some, dude, there's doublers and triplers here that you got to be doing. So this is called base breakout, right? The scan is stocks that are 80% or more off its highs. You want literally a minimum like 6 months long base. The longer the base, the better, right? The longer the base, the better, right? It's like when you're traveling, right? The thicker the accent, the better, right? The thicker the accent, the juicier it gets. The same thing, the longer in the base, the better it's working out. So you want to be a part of these kind of things. These are real estate names, but I like a few of these. This one needs a pullback. I added this one a few days ago, but there's another one I like here too, right? This XPI, this is also real estate. This thing was $100. Check this out, right? Just monster cock base over here. Right? You got this monster base. 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests, right? Now you busted loose. And then you break out, pull right back to the breakout spot. You get the 20 SMA there. All right. So you're starting to congeal this bad boy. And now you're starting to break out of this. This also looks like a swing trade. You know, that play, this is the hot setup in the market right now when you get a trending name. I pull back to the 20 and then go. That's been working every single time. So just a little side tangent, has nothing to do with today, but you want to be trading this gosh darn pattern because there's a lot of money in it, and there's more money in it than day trading right now. Day trading is hot, but like you need to be holding some of these fucking things. I think another one that should be ready to party here is this Fitch. It had an earnings gap here, right? And now you're starting to congeal here at this 200-day moving average. That thing is hot. So don't forget about these things. There's a lot of goodness. Now back to the day trading here. Who was mentioning PACW? Yeah, I saw that, Tobias. The thing with PACW is it's a bank and it's a grinder. So banks, they're notoriously fickle. They work the best when you have either like a crash and then that first rebound. So when banks are crashing, it's great because nothing crashes better than a bank. But post-crash, banks are just grinders. So if you look at right, this has a 54-cent ATR every day. What are you supposed to fucking do with that? You know what I mean? Like it moves 50 cents a day. I mean, you really are, you're not going to get that whole 50 cents, right? We're trading in the meat of a move. So let's say like you've got 25 cents to play around with, right? What are you going to do, right? So that becomes like, it's one of those things that may just end up being a better swing trade. A lot of stocks are like that. Yeah, CVNA's got a breakout look on it. There's two problems with this, I think, for today. Number one, it's on a day 3 of a move and it's gapping up. When you gap up on day 3, you inevitably will pull back and fill some of the gap or even have like an inside day. Now, it doesn't mean it can't go, but you can see like the top of the Bollinger Band is tightening up on it. You may only have a couple days worth of room, $2-3 worth of room before it needs to pair back. Yesterday and the day before, like you had 2 straight trend days. You got to be careful. Like, what are the odds of getting a 3rd straight trend day? So it could go up today and it could go up a lot, but it won't be easy like it was the last 2 days where you just have like these linear trends, right? Where they're just hanging out. I got it on the list. I like it, but this is not the day to be balls deep on this thing because you're on day 3. Always think in terms of risk and probabilities, right? When you're on day 3, day 4 of the move, you want to be hitting stocks on dip and you want to come in with the understanding you're probably not going to get a nice, easy trend. Big trends are usually, the clean ones are always on day 1s, day 2s. Day 2s typically are the best of a move. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, so this Mara, if it takes out the previous day's high, I think this has probably got a little bit more in it. Right now, what this is it's just a little bit of a grindy McGee. What I mean by a grindy McGee is like, it's one of these trender grinder plays, like where you're not going to probably get like this big explosive kind of move like whenever you want, but they just kind of tend to, when they dip, they start to retrend and they just start to grind up every day. It's got a good look to it. I think some of the other ones might be a little bit more coiled up. This one's notoriously fickle to trade. I would keep an alert on right at like, let's just say 1220, 1215 on this riot. And let's see if they kind of sends it back into this next suction zone, which is like around 13. It's stuck in range right now, so you don't want to step in front of it. A lot of times people put stocks on their watch list that are stuck in range, and then you sit there and you watch it and watch it and watch it. And once you're in range, you're in range. And so like it's better to start on a day trade base. When you're swing trading, you want to get in early. You're anticipating the move, right? So you want to get in early. When you're day trading, you want to wait till it breaks out of the range. Then you start to day trade it because you're managing on a much smaller time frame your risk anyways. And so it doesn't necessarily matter. But, out of these bad boys, like, you got a whole host of these that are going. Right, like this BTBT's got a spot. And this is what I mean by that specific pattern working. I fucking fucked this up. But, I had a bunch of this in my IRA. At 150, like this is the patterns that are working. You can probably, you throw 4,000 or 5,000 shares, something like this, you probably make more money than you would day trading with minimal investment on some of these. So just be mindful of these things. This is a hot market, but you got a level here about 460. I think that's probably pretty coiled up. It's been flagging now since the 23rd. So you got, a good 5, 6, 7 days. That's got a good God-fearing Christian look to it. That's nice, real nice. So I'd add that one, and then Mara's kind of more of a little bit of a daily trader. SoundHound, I think, is too extended now, right? Like you've been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days, like rolling over its 90 EMA. You may have more juice in it, but it's not going to be easy juice. All right, let's check on the downside. Then we're going to get into kind of our regular watch list, our phase, right? And chunk. Not an easy market to short, by the way. Not an easy market to short, by the way. So just be mindful. Like, you know, you see some of these like gap downs and stuff like that on like news, but they just like, they don't have any intraday follow through so far. It's been way easier to kind of short parabolics and things like that. I haven't made any shorts in forever. Hey, check this out. This IONQ's got, right, had a big trend on the previous day. You got a week open on this one. You know, keep an eye on this at 1360. I will say this does have a much higher probability of failure than most red to green type setups due to the fact that it's up 1, 2, 3. This would be day 4. And you can see how extended you are from the 9. It doesn't mean you can't follow through, but probabilities say that you're significantly higher chance of failure when you get this fucking big of a trend. Oftentimes we get that big of a trend, the first hour may be choppy before it tries to do it. I definitely stay away from trying to aggressively short mega caps unless you know, unless they just get like parabolic or something. They've been really tough. Like they're just, the intraday ranges on them are too big. And so, you know, you end up getting dusted if you mistime them. And it's not like last year where you could kind of hold through it and then they just kind of play off. Like you could be loose with it and hold through it and they play off. That hasn't been happening. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the regular watch list then and start digging in some of our favorite names. So I think, first of all, we want to do a day 2 play. We want to hit UPST over previous day's high, right? These AI plays are starting to pick up a little bit of steam. You know, we got a small gap up in AI. Let's see how it holds around the previous day's range. We've got a lot of support here in this zone. If it pulls back into any of this area, we have some demand there. We'll start to see if they start to get picked up. We do got to be a little bit careful because the indexes are starting to slowly grind down, but a slow grind down is not a huge deal unless they actually pick up steam. So you do got to be a little bit mindful of that. But I think Palantir is another one. You started a remount, right? So you had a big steep pullback. You're starting to remount all these MAs. Like I want to be a part of that one. I want to be hitting this fucking AMD because you're sitting right. You got the first pull to the 50-day moving average since this whole run. Since this whole run, the first pull to 50-day moving average, it's a high probability setup right there. You want to be a part of that one too. I think you might be a little extended here. It might be a little bit extended here because you're running into resistance and you just had like a nice 3-day move. I do like this one, but to break out, you usually need a pullback and a third test of that resistance, right? 2's a ho, 3's a go. Always been the case. So you want to be a little bit careful. This has a high probability of like busting through and coming back today. 2's a ho, 3's a go. Always remember that. Hey, for those of you swing traders out there, I think this Affirm might be a decent swinger. You know, maybe stop under 15. That's got a decent sized look to it. I also think Fitch probably is. It looks like a swinger on this remount of the 200. Let's see if it marinates back here, but that probably looks like a longer term swing. Shop looks good for a day trade too. So on the day trading side, right, I think Shop, UPST, AI, AMD, those are our qualities. Our daily traders are, right, NVIDIA, which is at its sweet spot. Tesla, these are just daily traders that, you know, you always are monitoring. And then, right, Momo Play. So we want 3 buckets, right? Then Momo Plays. IONQ, CVNA, these are the Momo Play, right? And then we've got a couple of these, right? We've got a couple of these gappers and stuff. See this phrase starting to push? Always break up your trades in buckets, right? What's ready now? What's just hot? And what has PRs and are your daily traders? I think this, I do think that this CVNA still got a little bit more Juicy McGee on it too. Hot damn, peoples, hot damn. All right, let's go. Let's go do the Lord's work in the devil's playground, my friends. We're doing the Lord's work in the devil's playground. We do this for America. We do this for America. Let's have some fun today. All right, my friends, my peoples. Let's do what we do, which is the do. Love my wife.